Points.
Hey there, and welcome to another episode of the Broad Points Podcast. I am your host, the broad that points, the broad with the points. It's me, Tyler, the lady. And welcome back, you guys. It has been a journey to get here. Alas, here we are. And you know, last week I set out to record an episode and my computer was just acting up again. It was on the fritz, and I went to my local Starbucks and saw one of my old coworkers and current listeners, current friends as well, and he's moving away to Arizona. And so I was talking to him, and he was like, you know, at a certain point, you're just going to have to buy a new laptop. And I do believe that. I do believe that I'm in agreement with that statement. You know, I thought at some point I would be able to get a podcast out during the week. Alas, here we are. We've made it. I think the moral of this story is perseverance. Yes, persevere. It means to just keep on keeping on. Just keep trying, even when it seems dark, even when it seems grim, even when your laptop just randomly shuts down and refuses to do the updates that it says that it needs to do. You can choose to persevere. Yes, it is a choice to persevere, to push onward. It is a choice. And, you know, I'm not telling you that you have to, but I choose to, at least with this podcast. Not everything. You don't have to choose to do everything. I mean, that would make us all very, very busy beings on this planet. However, choose to continue to do the things that you love. And I mean, this week's fundamental phrase is screw it, just do it. Screw it, just do it. Yes, this is actually a phrase that was mentioned by a famous fashion designer named Betsey Johnson. She is just got such a unique and fabulous fashion sense and style. And on an episode of RuPaul's Drag Race this season, she told the queens, screw it, just do it. And I think it is honestly just such a great fundamental phrase, because how often can we be stuck in our head? Can we be caught up in thinking that we can't do something or that it won't work out? And so we don't do it at all. For me, this is a very familiar story, actually. It really is. And so I really find comfort in this fundamental phrase, and also just that little bit of challenge, that little bit of extra push that sometimes we need to get our goals accomplished. I mean, over the last week when I was trying to get this computer to update and trying, you know, to record a podcast, rather than getting extremely frustrated at the situation and potentially breaking said laptop, I chose to act on other projects that I had been putting to the side. So this week's fundamental phrase, I lived all last week trying to get this out to you guys, and so I'm happy to share it with you this week. Screw it, just do it. Seriously, there's so many times. I mean, I've been kicking the can down the road on getting my office reorganized. And I'm not 100% on if I love it or not, but it was out of necessity. You guys, we have a friend coming into town that I'm very excited for. And I realized that as a guest, maybe the living room is not the most ideal sleeping scenario, especially when people have to work and maybe you want to sleep in. I know it's vacation. I always think about the guests that are coming over. I think about, how would I want to be treated? How would I want to show up? Where would I want to sleep? And when we first moved in, the office door didn't completely shut. So I was just kind of like, whatever, they can sleep in the living room no matter what. But along our living journey in this condo, we've been able to shut the office door. And so now it's like officially having 2 bedrooms. However, as Matt mentioned previously on one of my podcasts, that, it was a little chaotic. It was a little chaotic in the office. There was a lot of things. And so with this last week of not being able to be in touch with you all, my lovely ladybugs, I clear coated a painting. I wrapped up a painting and finished that one. That is all set up and out there. I reorganized my office. Just so many really awesome things. I mean, I've got my keyboard set up now so I can actually maybe learn how to play keyboard. I don't know. It's just, we're learning. It's just one big learning experience here on this life. And not to be grim, like on the podcast with Matt, like we said, but I mean, time is limited here on this planet. And when I had gone up to Seattle, there was a man speaking named Ben Nempton, and he had mentioned, writing a list of 100 things to do before you die, writing a bucket list. And I mean, honestly, whether you write the list or not, whether you have a vision board or not, something to keep your goals at the front of your focus, your vision even. That's what I feel like vision boards and lists are, is like actually being able to have a physical manifestation of the things you want to do, your goals. Do it now. Why not, right? If you've been wanting to try something, now is the time. Now may be the only time. We don't know what our physical state, our mental state, our emotional state, we don't know what the future holds. And so, with this Mindfulness Monday released episode, I invite you to think, to be mindful, and to actually envision things that you want to do before you die. I mean, not to be grim again, but what do you want to do with your life? This planet is so cool. I know everybody is trying to leave and to go to space, and I'm not going to lie, the space objectives thing, if you guys have not seen the space objectives thing, it's basically a hot air balloon is what it is, a glorified hot air balloon that takes you to the edge of the atmosphere and then drops you back down. And in this process, it's usually around sunrise, sunset. I think it's like 6 hours in total. It is one of the most carbon-friendly ways of travel, because you're going up in a little pod that's being taken up by a hot air balloon, which is really just a fun thing. And, that I feel like is really cool, because then you're not breaching the atmosphere. We're not causing any, additional damage. We're being kind of the planet. But anyways, that's just me going on a rant about the planet. Think about what you want to do. If you really do want to go to space, if that's something that you want to do, write it on your list. Put it on your vision board. Maybe your vision board is your background on your laptop. Maybe your vision board is the background or the wallpaper on your phone, right? I feel like the more that we focus on the things we want to do, the more time we will make for those things. And I think, I speak a lot here about, having fun, and I feel like that's a very important part of life. I also think that taking care of your body, this is a belief of mine, right? Taking care of your body allows you to live a better life. And, for me, a healthier life has allowed me to just feel better about myself, feel better in my body. And so I've mentioned here before, consistency is really what kills me. I don't know what it is, but I just really, I don't know. I can't seem to stick to a program to save my life, but I keep exercise at the forefront. And something that is a very simple implementation, and it doesn't take a lot of time, I call it the pyramid scheme. The pyramid scheme is a workout that you can do almost anywhere because you really just need enough room to be able to do push-ups, whether that's on your knees or on your toes. It does not matter. You just need the room to do it comfortably and enough room to do squats. And you go 10 squats, then 10 push-ups. Then you do 9 squats. And then you do 9 push-ups. And then you do that all the way down 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 until 1. You can get this workout in so quickly, so easily. And I find days where I have no idea why, but I don't want to move. I don't feel like working out. I don't feel like walking. I don't feel like waking up early. Not every day do I feel like doing all of these things. And realistically, it does all take time. And when I go on these 3+ mile walks in the morning or hikes in the morning, it does take a reasonable amount of time. And so I find myself making excuses. Ugh, excuses. What fun excuses are, truly and sincerely. I don't know why I do it, because the time that it takes to make excuses, I could have already done the thing. Or, even too, sometimes I make so many excuses, I complain so much about the thing that then I no longer have the time to do the thing. And working out is one of those things. Nutrition, you guys. Exercise is important. Nutrition is equally, if not greater than, important. Like it is so crucial to provide ourselves with the nutrients and the hydration that our body requires to function at an optimal level. And it's different for everybody. So, for me, I know a home-cooked meal suits me better than a fast food meal. 1, because I control the ingredients, and 2, because I can really hand pick the nutrients that I feel my body is needing or craving. And not like sweets craving, but like sometimes I'm really craving vitamin C and I really just want some bell peppers, or I really want an orange, right? It just, listening to our body's signals, I think we're so often pulled away and pulled out of our bodies, and to tap back in and really see what we need, what we want. Home cooked meals, y'all, take a minute. Not a literal minute, but a long time. There's the prep work. Well, even before that, right? There's the grocery list. There's the mental planning. There's the grocery list. There's the grocery store. And then there's the prep work. Then there's the cooking. And sometimes I just don't have it, or I tell myself that I don't have it, is really what it is. I tell myself I can't do it. I've had such a long day. I don't want to. And then it's been 30, 40 minutes, an hour of me complaining and like just wandering around, ping-ponging around my house, like looking in the pantry, like somehow this meal is magically going to cook itself. And then I'm forced, to waste more resources. I feel like that waste of time, right? All excuses are really, to me at this point, are a waste of time. And so to have this waste of time, then I have to waste money to go out and, I mean, malnourish myself, really. I mean, you can get some good stuff out there in the world, but I mean, it's expensive. The world is expensive. And growing up where I grew up, I really did know that if I wanted to eat well, I needed to be able to cook it myself. And I wanted to be able to cook it myself. And so that's really the journey that I have gone down. But the thing that I have learned is that I can't make excuses. And so always talking about myself here. Always inviting you to see what you want to see in this. Maybe you're like, Tyler, you have issues. Why do you complain so much? Valid question. Maybe you complain less and that's great for you and I love it. Maybe you also find yourself complaining about things. Maybe you find yourself wasting time, wasting energy in places that really aren't suiting you. And I did another Twerk and Heels class this past weekend, and before every class, I really do try to set a goal, and usually it is just to have fun, which I feel like I mostly do. But this time, I really wanted to just dive in and not be afraid to fall over. And I think because it was in heels, and when you're tall like that and you're not used to being tall like that, especially me in my minimalist shoes that I usually wear. Hey guys, if you're looking for a pair of Xero shoes, don't forget to use my Xero affiliate link. It's xeroshoes.com/go/TylerTheLady. Those shoes are comfortable. Those shoes allow you to spread your toes and allow you to be connected to the earth. Heels. I wear platform heels, so I'm a good few inches off of that earth. I don't wear them anywhere else probably other than dance class. And so it really is a challenge. That's what we're going to call it. We're going to call it what it is. It's a challenge to go out there. However, I didn't want to believe that it was a challenge, and so I really did apply this fundamental phrase to the class of stop thinking about it, stop worrying about it, stop wasting the energy, and just do it. Oh my God, do you remember the Shia LaBeouf meltdown? I will never, honestly, I love Shia LaBeouf. We can put it on record that I love Shia LaBeouf always and forever, from Even Stevens through the craziness of the Just Do It incident, which was just him like yelling just do it over and over again. He like had a rat tail. I don't know. I've loved him through it all. Just do it. Just do it. And by just doing it, I feel like I'm able to really be there and be present and just give all the energy that I really want to these performances and to my fellow queens in the room. I'm there with a bunch of ladies. We all feed off of each other's energy. And so to be committed, to be not being one of the people who's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to fall and eat shit. I almost did fall and eat shit this time, but I caught myself. And I kept dancing. Perseverance through and through in this episode, Again, I do want to apologize for the delay in getting this episode out, but I also want to thank you for being here, for sticking with me on this journey. I look forward to many more together, my ladybugs. And with that, don't forget to share, rate, review, and subscribe to this here podcast. How on earth will you know when these episodes come out? My laptop is obviously not doing us any favors, so hit that subscribe button so that way you know as soon as they're posted. Because I really do want to share them with you. I really do try to provide them to you every Mindfulness Monday. But life happens sometimes. And when life happens, I think that we just have to dial into this fundamental phrase for this week. So, one more time with that fundamental phrase. Screw it. Just do it.